Well, we were just talking about taxes, right? And you know that even if you are banking $12 an hour, like some people are, do you get to take home all of that money? You get to take home all that money? No, because you got to make sure you give back a little bit, right? Yeah, Uncle Sam wants some of your money. So in this, more than some, yeah.
The more you make, yeah.
Well, of course, the more you, the more you make, the more they take.
Yeah.
And not only that, but really the more you make, the larger the percent is that they take. And we'll talk about percents in the next chapter. And that kind of goes back to ratios and proportions that we're talking about right now. Now, look at this. On your last paycheck, you grossed $450. That means before taxes, you had earned $450. Are you taking all of that home? No. That's why we talk about, but you only netted, or you took home $336. So the question then goes to, all right, suppose like next week you work more so you make more money and your gross would be $1125. How much would you expect to net from that? Remember, your gross is before taxes are taken out. Net is what you end up with at the end. Are you with me on that? So when you're setting up the proportion, you might set it up as either net to gross or gross to net. How do you want to set it up? Gross on top? Okay, so this is excuse me. So this is, we're going to do gross to net here. Make sure that these stay the same from one side to the other. So the one situation that we know is the gross is $450. Excuse me. And the net is what? $336. On the other side, the numerator has to be the gross. Do you know the gross or do you know the net?
You know the gross.
I know the gross, so that's my numerator. 1,125. What's your net?
We don't know.
We don't know. But we do know now that we have a proportion. And what do you know about proportions? We know the cross products are equal. So that means here that 450x is going to equal this 336 times 1125. Do you all agree? Okay. So this is 450x is equal to some huge number, right? Well, we got a calculator. We'll cheat a little bit. No one has to know, right? So 336 times 1125. So that's 378,000. And then what am I going to do with that number? I'm going to divide by 450. So divide by 450, and I get what? 840. So x is equal to 840. Does that make sense in the problem? If I'm saying that x is equal to 840, does it match up? You made more, you netted more money, right? Of course, that also means they took out more money, but we're not going to talk about that because that's too depressing. So you expect to net $840 when you gross $1,125.